Well, if that performance didn't get you into the holiday spirit, I don't know what will. Welcome back to Pandora Live, featuring Carrie Underwood. Silent Night and Mary, did you know from my gift? Carrie Underwood, thank you for this gift. This is unbelievable. It's great to see you, by the way.
Thank you, too.
This is an incredible, great timing for your very first ever Christmas album. Why is it taking you so long to do this?
I feel like I always say there's certain things that are like a game of double dutch, you know, and there's so much going on always in my world and, you know, new music and touring. And I'm so blessed to have a lot to do that sometimes these kinds of things, you have to pick your moments, you know? And when we were doing our Cry Pretty tour last year, it was kind of like everybody knew that this was the next step and it was like a perfect time for it and it felt right. And so we immediately started working on it, and I'm really glad we did because then 2020 all kicked us in the rear. And
thus my gift, I guess. Yeah,
that's the gift.
It's a gift.
The gift.
For years, so, I mean, did you notice each year that you were doing this as a career going, man, we still have to check that box off?
I knew it was inevitable, so it's not like I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss my shot. You know, you can sing Christmas music anytime, and I knew it would always be there, and it would happen when the timing would be right, like when it was supposed to happen. And honestly, it was such a blessing to be able to have this to work on throughout the pandemic and everything. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to work today. I get to sing these songs of hope and joy and peace, and sing songs about Jesus. And it was just a very uplifting thing in a
dark time.
Yeah.
In a very dark time. Yeah, the traditional ones you nailed, but also bringing in a couple of new ones with David Garcia and Brett James.
Yes.
Let There Be Peace and Sweet Baby Jesus. Did you go in with a direction, or you just said, I want to write a couple of new Christmas songs and I want to put them on this album, or did they just kind of evolve naturally and organically in the process?
Well, we just kind of wanted to see what would happen if we went to go write Christmas songs. I felt like it was
what a challenge.
I know. Well, I felt like it was not necessary. There's a plethora of Christmas songs throughout the decades to be able to choose from, and but I was like, you know, what will make it more personal? What will take us to that place? And we were Zoom writing, which is super weird. We're like all in the same town, but we're talking to each other on computers, and there's like a delay, and so it made it really difficult. But that's why I wanted to write with people that I was very familiar with. Obviously worked very much with Brett James and David Garcia. And we just went in to just see what would happen. And those are two songs that did come out of it. And
totally different songs,
too. They are. There's one that's just like the heart and that peace in that moment. And
the story.
You're kind of looking at things. Because I don't know. My mom kind of described it perfectly. She was like, oh, it just makes me cry. And she said you don't really think of Jesus as a baby, you know. We know the event, we know Jesus as a man, we know the miracles, we know that. But when you actually think about like the night he was born,
the vulnerability,
he's just a baby. He's just a little, and his mom's holding her firstborn and having that moment, and just a beautiful. I was proud to be able to write with them.
And Let There Be Peace, I mean, not just for Christmas, but just for this year and for everything. There's so many layers to that song.
Yeah, Brett James was really in the Christmas spirit. He kind of came in with both of those ideas and just very much led us in that. And, you know, he thinks really well in the terms of like choirs and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, I just hear all this stuff happening. And we're like, all right, Brett, like, let's do it, you know? So it was, it's just a song it makes me happy to sing.
Got a couple of special guests on my gift, the John Legend guy, whoever that is, but I'm talking about the real superstar, Isaiah, your son.
This is his album. We're just all singing on it. Isaiah sang with me. We had Little Drummer Boy to do. It was one that I definitely wanted to do. And as things evolved, just falling in love with that story of the little boy who was wanting to bring a gift to Jesus, didn't have any fancy things, no money, no thing like that was shiny and whatever. He had an idea to bring his talent, which is God-given. Yeah. He was bringing his drumming talent back to Jesus, and for him to say, you know, I played my drum for him, I played my best for him. I could just see my 5-year-old, Isaiah, that's his personality. He'll give you crafts and things that he makes, and he's so proud of it. And he'll go pick me flowers, and he's just so thoughtful like that. And he'll give you presents of the things that he has around him. And I was like, this is probably a crazy idea, but what if, I asked him to sing, and everybody's like, yeah. And I'm like, I have an idea of like a duet, not just him kind of singing a little bit somewhere in there. Like I had the parts broken up, and he came in and just put his little heart and soul into it and did such a great job. I was so proud of him.
Sometimes you have to drag kids into projects like that. He was all in?
He was so excited, and he worked on the lyrics a little bit, and that morning he came downstairs and he was dressed up. Like, he dressed himself, he had his jeans on, he had a button up on, he had like a little fedora happening.
He was ready to go.
I know, I was like, whoa, buddy, like, look at you. And he said, like, I wanted to dress up because I'm singing for Jesus. And I was like, oh, okay.
Those words came out of his mouth.
Yes, they did. He's
an angel.
He's like that.
Is he following the footsteps, do you think?
I don't know. He might have the bug. After that
this?
day, after that day, like, I'd be, where are you going? Going to work. You going to the studio? Yes. Can I come? So he was very much like, you can't. I need to go. I need to go too.
That is so cool. I can't wait to follow what's in store for
we'll
your little
see.
drummer boy, Isaiah.
We'll see.
I don't want to say Christmas albums could be looked sometimes as throwaway albums sometimes, just like, oh, let's put a Christmas album out. There's an importance to this one this year.
I think so. Definitely for my soul. There's so many of them that I'm like, I've heard them forever, but have I ever really paid attention to the words? And I feel like that's what we definitely wanted. We wanted that. We wanted to tell the stories and come at them like they were new, and maybe just tell the story. And it's like, oh, I never realized that. I never noticed that lyric. Wow.
Yeah, we can kind of phone it in as you sing those songs because we know them so well and so familiar. Were there any emotional moments in the studio?
Oh, yes. Especially like in the beginning when it was like, just starting to sing these songs out loud alone, and really recognizing and thinking about the words and the lyrics. And there were so many moments where I would get choked up or get teary-eyed. And of course, listening to my son sing Little Drummer Boy, like when that vocal was all put together, I was like laughing and crying at the same time. It was just beautiful.
It truly is your gift to all of us, which is amazing.
Well, the thing is that, it's my gift to give, like the Little Drummer Boy. Like, that's kind of why I wanted that whole, that's why I wanted that title, because music is it's the thing I get to do. It is a gift that I have, not like, it's my gift to the world, It's my personal gift that I have, and I want to give that back to Jesus.
My Gift is the album, and you're kind enough to share one of your personal favorites from My Gift. Let's take a look.
When we were making My Gift, of course, having those traditional Christmas standards, some of my favorites, was very important to me, and we were able to incorporate ones that I've been singing my whole life onto this album. But it was super interesting whenever we went in to record. I thought, Christmas album, it's going to be fun and easy, and I have been singing these songs my whole life, so let's go do it. And when I got into the studio, I actually realized how hard it was and was going to be, because I've sang them my whole life, but I've never really sang them by myself. So it was an interesting challenge when we went into the studio and I laid down my vocals, but we ended up with, I feel like I found myself in these songs, and it was just such a joy to be able to record them. So we're going to do one of those right now. It's called Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.